Natalka, thank you so much for joining me on this videocast series. I am so excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about your business. Tell us about you, what inspired you to start. I'm so excited to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to share my story and what I'm doing. So, I founded Under the Surface back in 2018, and I did it as a way to provide scuba diving as an innovative approach to health and wellness. So, back in 2018, scuba diving was being used as a therapy, mostly for people with mental and physical disabilities, or it was gaining a lot of traction to treat military veterans and first responders with PTSD and anxiety and other injuries. And so it was gaining a lot of traction in the US, in the UK, all over Europe. Organizations were popping up everywhere,
Wow.
providing this kind of therapy as scuba diving. And there was nothing here in Canada.
Okay.
Nobody was doing it here. Me being a military veteran spouse and being a paramedic and a scuba diver. I've been a scuba diver for many years, traveling the world. I've been an instructor for a very long time as well. And I also got my Handicapped Scuba Association instructor certification. And so I had all the experience and tools to actually start my own organization. And so that's where Under the Surface was born.
I love it. I always say there's so many things that happen around us. And then it's like, I tell a lot of people who are stuck in life, I'm like, figure out what you like, what you've done, and then put it together and see if you can start a business. And it sounds like that's what's happened to you organically, but through passion and experience and life. So I love that.
Yeah, it just all falls into place. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you run a business before?
No.
Okay. So what did you think running business would be like? And tell us the reality.
Yeah. So I knew that it was going to be extremely time consuming. I've always worked a job where I've always done shift work. So I've always been in the healthcare field, so working as a paramedic. But I show up for work and then at the end of my shift I go home and
Yeah.
that's it. So I knew that running something like this was going to really take up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
And I was actually really worried about whether I was capable of doing it because I had no business experience. I've never taken a business class, marketing, social media. My gosh, that was like really scary, or like things like accounting. And I really didn't have that business knowledge at all. I've never really been on that part of any kind of work. So I knew it was going to be difficult in that way, where it's a huge learning curve for me to navigate that part of the world. The scuba part, I had down pat. It was all the behind the scenes thing. And I was right. It is totally time consuming. It takes up all of my free time because right up until now, it's really been more of a side hustle that I've been doing it because I do work as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just was a lot of learning, which is great because I actually realized how many resources there were out there for especially women entrepreneurs in the last few years.
Yeah.
So it's just about finding that path, finding people that can support you in those avenues to network and learn. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I learned along the way, bumps in the road, but they've all kind of managed to roll into something actually new, and I've been able to be adaptable with it. So I think that's really important when you're trying to start a business.
Yeah.
You need to evolve with how things are, how things go, and how maybe the business is perceived.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's so many pieces to that, but the social media front is always changing. Even when you think that you know it, it's different the next day.
Yeah.
And honestly, most of the people that I work with, they're excellent at what they do. They have that expertise, but they never had business training, or they're self-taught, or they lean on people for support. So it's I think it's common, unless you're somebody like me that's just deep into business and you love every aspect of it. And me, again, it comes natural. But for so many people, I like sit here and I'm like, wow, I'm like, it's so brave of so many people to start a business, to start doing all of these things, because it's, you literally are figuring it out as you go. Kudos to people like yourself that are running a business and figuring things out, because it can be lonely, but also be a little bit frustrating. So is there a moment for you that you thought, this isn't going to work out, I'm sort of going to throw in the towel?
all the time. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, you get knocked down a lot, or you realize that, oh, I didn't know that. You make mistakes along the way. But something like what I'm doing, it's such a kind of different concept. So for me, it was always about getting the message across. Because when people think of scuba diving, they think of wetsuits and all this gear and jumping in the ocean and traveling. And with under the surface, it's a little bit different what I'm trying to do, like trying to spin it as a therapeutic experience.
Yeah.
And so it's been really hard to have that kind of communication piece. And sometimes there are people like, what? What's that? Oh, I didn't know. And then you're kind of like, oh, is it going to work? And then some people get really excited about it. And then there's not a lot of follow through, or people just don't get it. And yeah, like you said, it can be really frustrating. So
Mhm.
there's lots of times where I've been like, oh, maybe this isn't a great idea. But you get past those bumps. And again, like you learn from them and you learn how to, again, adapt and kind of change things up a little bit to make it more accessible to people, or maybe give people what they actually want or could use. And so it's along the way, the feedbacks changed everything,
Yeah.
the way I do things, but I'm really liking where I'm at right now and the path I'm taking with it. So it's just your passion that keeps you going, right? Your love for what you want to do and what you want to share with other people.
Absolutely. And like you said, the evolution of the business even. So I think that it's amazing that you're in tune with that, because there are a lot of people that don't listen to the customer feedback or won't ask for it and won't make changes. And so as you're growing and you're learning and you're evolving, your business is evolving with, again, what people actually want, what they're, how to tailor things a little bit more. And that's like a true entrepreneur. It's amazing, again, that you're listening to that feedback and making changes, because, again, not enough people do it. So, for you, has there been any mistakes that you've made, that you've had some hard lessons that you've taken away from it, or has everything been smooth sailing?
Ugh, definitely not smooth sailing. Yeah, and some of those mistakes end up being quite costly. I think the biggest mistake was thinking that I could just learn and do it on my own, kind of figure things out.
Yeah.
Being like a small sort of organization, it's not like I have a lot of people behind me. I'm pretty much just like a one woman show most of the time. And so you kind of want to do things on the sly or try to figure things out on your own to like maybe cut costs or something like that. And a lot of times that really blows up in your face. So I've learned that there are some things that, as much as I could probably learn how to figure it out, sometimes it's best to just hire somebody or get the expertise and help from somebody who actually is an expert in that area,
Yeah.
and get them to actually take care of that for you. So
Yeah.
that was the biggest kind of mistake and lessons that I've learned. So now I'm better at getting help where I need it.
Yeah, I love that for you. That's so important too, is recognizing when you need that level of support and who to reach out to. So that's great. So what would you say keeps you going during the tough days?
Just the knowledge that I know that this can work for people. So the one kind of pivot that I did was developing an actual pool-based program called Scubaputics. And it's all in a swimming pool. So some of the feedback that I had gotten was some people don't want to travel. Some people don't want to do scuba diving in the ocean.
Yeah.
But there's still so many benefits to scuba diving, to mental, physical, and social health. So again, listening to that feedback, I developed Scubaputics, which is just pool-based activities. And I basically rent out a swimming pool and I bring all the gear. I set up games, obstacle courses, and you get all the benefits of scuba diving in a really safe kind of environment.
Yeah.
And yeah, and doing that, yeah, just it just changed the course of the organization and how things were going. And what keeps me going is that when I do these scubaputic sessions, I see how people feel when they end the session,
Yeah.
where they feel invigorated and they've taken the time to be mindful during the activities. And so they're focused and And then a part of them I was like, oh my God, I just did that. That is such a cool experience that I just had. And still being in a very safe environment where they can explore things that maybe they didn't think that they could do before.
Yeah,
It kind of gives people the inspiration to do other things that maybe they didn't think that they could do.
I love that.
So that keeps me going. It keeps me going when I see people come out of the pool, or when I do sessions on a regular basis. People get so excited when they see me with the scuba gear. And I'm like, that's why I'm doing this. That's
Yeah,
why I keep doing this and I keep going.
I love that. Is there a specific moment that you had where you saw a real impact on? I know you mentioned a little bit, but a real impact on somebody's personal life or their growth?
Yeah. So one person in particular, I did a few sessions for, and he was a military veteran. So lots of chronic pain. And I remember I put on a session and we're doing our activities. And at the end, we always do a little bit of yoga or meditation at the bottom of the pool. And I just was watching and he was just lying there like this with his eyes closed, just floating. And he stayed there for a good 10 minutes and I was just watching. The rest of us were doing other things and he just stayed like that. And I was like, okay, he's enjoying his moment. And then later after the session, he told me that he did that because he was enjoying being pain free
Oh,
for the first time in as long as he could remember. Because the buoyancy and the weightlessness of the water, it helps with pain. And so he said that he was just enjoying it. He was just savoring that moment of not having to feel what he usually feels on land. And that he even mentioned that after a few sessions, that feeling would last for a few hours or even a couple of days where
wow.
he had very little pain. So moments like that, that's huge
Yeah.
to be able to offer someone just a little bit of peace.
Yeah.
That lasts even after the session even. So that was really encouraging.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I know after this, I definitely am going to share more of what you do with people around me because it's like there's so many people dealing with chronic pain in addition to all of the mental health aspects or pieces. I mean, incredible story. And just again, the impact of what you're doing and the community that you're helping. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you for building this and following your passion and just again helping people in a different way. It's really cool to see. So just to confirm, so are you across Ottawa? I know you said you rent pools, but how does it work location wise?
Yeah, so I can rent pools anywhere in the city. So basically, wherever I can find pool time, or if there's a specific area of the city that you prefer to stay in or have accessibility to, anyone who wants to put on a session, I can just work with them, find out what day, time, what pool can work. And then I just bring everything. I set everything up. People just show up. I show them how to do everything. I'm there to keep everyone safe and give direction in this pool. And then after the session, everyone can just leave being happy and having the great experience that it is. And then I package everything up and I take everything away.
Nice. Make it easy. I love that. As you're talking, I'm like, there's so many people, like from a therapy perspective, like how to get therapists to suggest your services. Cause I'm sure there's so many of their clients going through, again, so many things that they could benefit using your services.
I
Yeah.
always say a Scubaputics session is like a multidisciplinary health and wellness activity. You can get the benefits of a massage or physio or yoga, meditation. It's all like an activity that groups all of those benefits into a 1 hour session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And I can do actually private sessions too. So it's summer right now. Yay. If you have a pool in your backyard, I can come and do it at your pool as well. I bring everything. And again, I set everything up. I have a few clients that I do that for every summer, which is a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
it's convenient because I just come to you and you
Well,
go in your own pool.
I was thinking like for a birthday party or like a girls' night or something that you can do from home. I love that.
Absolutely. And you have to be 8 years old. So it's a great activity for families. And the great thing about it is that it is really accessible and inclusive.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is great. Amazing. Okay. So Natalka, how can somebody reach you if they want to schedule some time with you?
Yeah, so the best way to reach me is via email. So there's links to that through my website. So under the surface scuba.org or Instagram. I'm on Instagram quite a bit, so everyone can direct message me there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was really informative, and I really hope that more people listen to this and they learn more about what you do, because I think it's incredible. So again, thank you for building your business and sharing what you're up to.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Shayna. Appreciate it.